It's a stunning place and the main battleground in the fight over fish farming.
At no point did they show any compassion or any heart or anything other than their bully tactics.
Ernest Alfred has become the face of Indigenous opposition to these farms. He wants the Atlantic salmon being raised here banned from the open ocean and put into large tanks on land.
They're cheap, is what it is. Moving this operation out onto land is going to cost them a lot of money. And they should be the ones paying for that.
Here he is last year at a protest camp he set up on the farm, supported by local First Nations who are fighting a broader legal battle claiming much of the area as traditional territory. Another ally is Alexandra Morton. She's spent decades documenting the spread of diseases and parasites from farmed to wild stocks.
I'm 100% sure these farms are killing off wild salmon. When you look everywhere in the world, wild salmon go into precipitous decline as soon as this industry operates.
With operating permits expiring, opponents say it's time to shut them down. There are about 50 active fish farms in BC waters. Opponents want 20 of them shut down when their leases with the BC government expire later this month. Many are located on key migration routes for wild salmon. At heart, fears of the widespread loss of wild salmon.
We are really at the tipping point.
The province's NDP government has voiced concerns about the farms, but won't say if it will cancel the leases.
If he renews the 10 years, it's like enabling a drug addict. They can just keep on with this bad behavior.
Atlantic salmon were recently evicted from Washington state waters. They're also banned in Alaska. The BC industry says raising millions of salmon on land-based farms isn't possible.
There have been people working to try and perfect growing salmon in market size in tanks for 30 years, and no one's been able to make a sustainable business out of it. A lot of people have actually lost a lot of money.
Other industries, such as this large smokehouse, are able to take advantage of a steady supply of fish. Indigenous people are a big part of the current workforce, which would be cut if salmon farms are banned.
There is a lot of us First Nations that aren't against it, that are for it.
Indigenous business people like James Walkus have invested millions in specialized boats used to transport farm fish.
It would be just an absolute devastation to the industry.
Although the leases expire this week, the BC government is expected to allow the farms to continue to operate, while its new Salmon Advisory Council, created just last week, looks for long-term answers. Greg Rasmussen, CBC News, Port Hardy.